Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back to, I think I'm calling it This League. This League. Because this league, shit happens every day. That's insane. The NBA, your new favorite NBA podcast. My name's JD. We're on this quest here to becoming, uh, you know, a fan favorite coverage of the inside of the NBA. Covering the NBA. If I could learn how to talk 30 seconds in, maybe that'll help. But yeah, dude, episode 2. I don't know if you watched episode 1, but if you know me, I played basketball until I didn't want to, basically. So I know my shit. I do. I actually played AAU strictly basketball from like the end of 6th grade through high school. AAU, Vegas, Cali, all spring and summer. From Arizona, Suns fan. We're going to talk about this Suns Nuggets game that was last night. Try to get these clips out tonight as well, today as well. But yeah, dude, my freshman team went 18-0. My 7th grade team won the Phoenix City Championship. Undefeated as well. Yeah, sophomore year transferred and then transferred back, so that's kind of a scratch season. Junior year went 17-1 league play. I think 26-2, including tournaments. Lost in the state semis on a buzzer beater to Flagstaff High School. 0.5 seconds, full length of the court pass. The kid jumped, caught it, landed, turned around, and shot it and made it. If you ask me, I don't think you can do that in 0.5 seconds. If you asked one of the ref, he didn't think so either. The other one did, though. He told him to count it so they can get the fuck off the court because AIA rigged. They didn't want to see us beat Shadow Mountain. Anyways, that's boring. But I just wanted to say that so you guys know I'm a trusted source of information. I could sit on the couch all Saturday, watch college ball if my schedule permitted me. And NBA every night. So yeah, we're on the trajectory upwards. It's hard to start a podcast right now, I know that, but I want you guys to know that if you already know who I am and you come back and watch these like first episodes, um, just so that you get a little piece, a little chunk of me every single time. Oh, also, I didn't play my senior year because I transferred. Okay, parents' divorce, personal decision to just move on from ball, hang up the shoes, throw them over the electrical wire, and then just start partying my ass off. And here I am, baby. So that's it. That's a little taste of who I am. But I got good takes. I know ball, and we're here to chop it up, have a good time. You know what I mean? So, hey, Suns versus Nuggets last night, the best game of the night. The headliner, the closing act, closed the TNT Tuesday coverage. Phoenix Suns, man. Do not count this team out. Do not count this team out. I think we're sitting at 5th best odds to win the ship. JJ Redick made a good point. I'm not here to just recycle takes, but this morning JJ Redick on First Take said that if you look at the roster buildup, when we have an injured player, i.e. KD, Beal, Book. I think KD's missed like 9 games. Book has missed 12. Beal's missed 29. When we have 3 max guys, the depth isn't there, etc. So when we're losing bodies, the regular season, it's gonna eat us up a little bit. We're not going to win as many games in the regular season when we're not to full health. But when we are at full health, we have a winning record. And I think we're going to be absolutely terrifying in the playoffs if we go into them healthy. Knock on wood. Hopefully we do. So, but that being said, the Suns team last night, this is minus the 4th quarter. That Suns team against the Nuggets was everything that we've hoped for as Suns fans. And everything that you hope for as basketball fans, honestly. You want to see a good product if you're a real NBA fan. If you're a Suns hater, you want to see us fail. And there seems to be a lot of those, which is fairly new to us. That 2021 run, I think people were rooting for us, and then that next season when we had the best record in the league and beat the shit out of all of your sorry ass teams, you guys started to hate us. But this Suns team, but it says a lot that we have haters now. That means we're in the right place. People don't hate the Pistons. People don't hate the Jazz. People definitely don't hate the Wizards. So people hate the Suns. I'll take it. Fucking stand me in front of KD, Book, and Beal, and just let me take the shots right here online. Talking to you, bitch. But that team last night was all we could have asked. It was everything that we've been wanting, right? I think that was probably the Suns' best performance. Tenacious on D, physical on D, and then just absolutely relentless on offense without Devin Booker. But first half, we were down 43-36. We were keeping up with them in the first quarter. I think they ended up being up by 1 at the end of the first because of the shot that Jokic hit. But second quarter, we dominated. Grayson Allen, on the back of Grayson Allen, I think he had 6. He was 6 for 6 in the first half. He started off the game 8 for 8. I think he also hit his first couple in the second, I believe. And then also a nasty dunk. Grayson Allen has hops, man. If you didn't know, now you know. That dunk was insane. He took off from pretty far, and it was a pretty powerful dunk. Hey, you were talking about fixing the slam dunk contest. Put Grayson Allen in there. He won the slam dunk contest, the McDonald's All-American slam dunk contest. Same classes like Book, D'Lo, Cat, those guys. He won it. So Jahlil Okafor, Tyus Jones, Justice Winslow. That was a good class. That was the class above me, so I remember those guys very well. I was a fan. But yeah, the Suns were down 43-36 and then went on a 29-5 run. I was smiling ear to ear. Suns fan here, traumatized by losing to them last year and then having them go on and win the Nuggets. And yeah, we outscored them 37-18 in the second quarter. Best defense we've played. Moved the ball. It was awesome. And KD wasn't even playing that great. He didn't even shoot that great. He had 35 points off of 34 shots to end it. Didn't make a 3 until the very end of the game, right? But we'll get to that in a second. The second half started. We're up 77-55, right? 22-point lead that just evaporates. I think we lost the third quarter by 6 points, so we still had a pretty good lead. And then the fourth quarter blues, the fourth quarter bug that the Suns have, we need to figure that out. It is almost impossible. We look like a cursed team in the fourth quarter. I think, we talk about X's and O's and everything, but literally we need something to happen. We need a big game to just kind of wipe our hard drive so that in the fourth quarter we don't fuck up like we do every time. And I think a lot of that comes from us just having the ball stick to KD, Beal, or Book and watching the clock run down 15 seconds. And it's all right, it took so many seconds to bring up the court, pass it a couple times, and then all of a sudden he has 3 seconds to get a shot off. We need to run plays, and we need to just wipe our hard drives again. I think that's the most important part. We need something to fix us, because the Nuggets came right back. They came right back, and they went ahead with a minute 30 off of a KCP 3. Jokic grabbed the rebound, looked up, and KCP, textbook running the wing, looking back for the outlet pass, fucking steps right into it, knocks it down right in front of their bench, I think. Our bench. What would it have been of? I don't know. Right in front of the bench, and then we call a timeout. I think it was in front of our bench, but I don't think that's how it usually goes. I think you always end the game shooting on your side. But anyway, and then right after that, Murray scored to go up 3. And so as a fan, I am terrified. I'm worried. Same old Suns. We're not even going to make the playoffs. These are the thoughts that are going through my mind as a fan, right? Because you always, when it's good, it's great, and when it's bad, it's awful. And earlier in the season, there were a lot of Suns fans talking about how the sky was falling when we dropped however many games and we were unhealthy, and people were calling for Vogel's head all of a sudden, like fire Vogel in the middle of the season. Like, no, dude, chill, we're fine. And then we went on a nice win streak and got it back together. So they're up 3, and then KD hasn't hit a 3 all game, shooting terrible from the field, is looking old. I will say the last couple games, KD has looked a little bit aged, but then he does shit that I'm like, okay, he's fine. But KD hits his first 3 of the game to fucking tie it. And then we put Royce O'Neal on Jokic, Nurk fouls out, and we get the stop, and we go to OT. And the Suns scored 12 points in the fourth quarter. Like, that is not just X's and O's. That's like, we are mentally, like, fucked. We are mentally unwell. We need to figure it out. But OT starts, and I tweeted this. I was like, I hope our players can recognize the difference from the fourth quarter and overtime. And they did, because the overtime is not the fourth quarter. So if the Suns are up, I think the stat was like we have like a -14 net rating in the fourth quarter or something like that. As long as we're up at least 14 going into the fourth and can get to overtime, we're good. Because OT, the Nuggets scored 5 points. We had like 15 points. KD and Beal took turns. Like, one of them hit a 3, the other one hit a 3, one of them drove, the other one hit a midi, and then it was just like the game was iced. Like, we absolutely dummied them in OT, but the Suns need to figure that out. We need to our hopes of winning a finals really just lie on us being up like 30 going into the fourth, so that we can cover that atrocious point differential that we have in the fourth, or being up around 14 and just making it to OT. And if we do those things and not change a thing, we have a chance. But I'd prefer if we just changed everything, if we didn't play like that. But again, it's March 6th. We have a month and some change, a month and a week or something. Tough schedule ahead of us. I think we play the Nuggets again. So we're going to have chances and big moments to fix it. And I think we're not going to fix it against the Rockets or against the Wizards or whoever the hell we play, because our guys don't take it serious. We need to play a good team, and we have a lot of those on the rest of our schedule, and figure our shit out in those moments, because our guys just simply don't even like bother thinking about playing at 100% until like it's too late, or unless we're playing against a good team like the Nuggets, or we play the Clippers 2 more times, or whatever it is. But yeah, the Suns need to figure it out, and I think we will. So if you're a betting man, bet the Suns, okay? You're gonna get better odds now than when it's the Western Conference Finals and we look sick and you're just like, whatever. But on the other side of the league, the Celtics are a team that I wanted to talk about, right? This weekend, the Celtics smoked the Warriors by like 50, right? This Warriors came out with that atrocious game plan to lay off of Jalen Brown. Via Kirk Goldsberry, Jalen Brown has made over 40% of his uncontested threes over the last 3 seasons. So if you leave him open, he's going to knock down almost half of them. And it just wasn't a smart move by a team that's won 4 championships. It's like almost like impossible to think that they actually seriously drew that plan up and that was just what they wanted to do. That's how they thought they were going to win the game. Like, Steve Kerr, are you fucking okay, dude? Draymond, Steph, Clay. Anyone want to push back on this idea? They got some good assistants there too. Kenny Atkinson, who needs to be a head coach. Kenny Atkinson. You can maybe disagree with Kerr unless no one can and they'll get fired or something, unless they're all scared to lose their jobs. But it's just like absurdly horrible is like the way that I would put it. And so you watch that game, right? And after the whole ESPN NBA panel saying Celtics are the favorites to win the league, Celtics this, Celtics that, yada da da da. And then last night, before the Suns-Nuggets game, the Celtics blow a 22-point lead in the fourth, courtesy of Dean Wade. Kansas State legend, by the way. He was nice in college. 23 points, 7 threes in the fourth. All in the fourth, I think. And the Cavs won by 1. Tatum almost got that foul call, but the Cavs saved their challenged it. They overruled it, and the Cavs won. So that Celtics team going from smoking the Warriors, who have looked like a threat since the All-Star break, and even before the All-Star break, smoking the Warriors by like 50 to blowing 22-point lead to the Cavs. And I wouldn't read too much into that. You know, I like seeing it as a Suns fan, someone whose team is going to hopefully be competing for a title. If the Celtics are on the other side and they're blowing 22-point leads, they look just like us, dude. It's going to be an absolute rock fight in the fourth quarter of these NBA Finals games. Fans are going to hate it. But as a Suns fan, I'm like, please, them. I don't want to see the Bucks in the fourth quarter, like Dame. I don't want to see Dame in the fourth quarter. Give me the Celtics team that is just blowing 22-point leads in the fourth. Meanwhile, we're blowing 20-point leads as well, because it might just be a race to who can stay away from that mark, that like 20 to 15 to 12-point mark. If you're in the NBA Finals and you're the Celtics to the Suns and you're up like 14 going into the fourth quarter, that's the scariest thing you could see, probably, right now. I hope both teams fix that so that as fans we're not like, what the fuck? But also it might end up being better. I don't know. But the Celtics are an interesting team to follow. I'm not worried about them losing that lead. The Cavs had the moment. Jason Kelce and Travis Kelce were there. They had bobbleheads, which is crazy. Never played for Cleveland. They're from Cleveland. I get it. But like, a pure media and zeitgeist statement from the Cavs, like, let's make these bobbleheads of these two NFL players who hardly ever even come to our games. I don't know if that's true. They probably come a lot, but yeah. Jalen Brunson, moving on. Jalen Brunson, left knee contusion. It looked really fucking bad. And then he almost played last night. He was questionable to play, so that was a mindfuck. I actually had this conversation. So my friend's mom tweaked her knee in a Zumba class and fell on her hip. They think she broke her hip, but she was more worried about her knee. And my friend was sitting there. I was hanging out with two of my buddies. This is my friend whose mom it was. Happened to be hanging out with the two friends in our friend group who I tore my meniscus and ACL, and my other buddy just tore his ACL like last year. And so he was like, he like left the room to take a phone call, and he's like, wait a second, I'm with my two friends who have knee injuries. And so he comes back into the room, asks us, and we told him that like if her knee really hurts, there's a chance that she just sprained it, and that's what happened, I think. So in regards to Jalen Brunson, Jalen Brunson was almost in so much pain that you like that it wasn't a serious injury, because when you tear your ACL, like, it doesn't really hurt. You just kind of lose all power in it. So I'm glad he's okay though. I think the Knicks fully healthy with Julius Randle as well in the playoffs are going to be um, a fun watch. Do I think they're going to win the ship? No. Do I think they can get to the Eastern Conference Finals? Maybe, if they can catch the Celtics up 15 in the fourth quarter every game, or if they can, or if something happens to the Bucks. But yeah, that's another thing about being an NBA fan. Like, I want Dame to win one, but not against us. You know, if we don't make it and the Bucks do, I'm rooting for the Bucks. But let's see. I have a little thing about betting. We can talk about Wemby for a second. Victor Wembanyama is on an absolute tear. I wrote these stats before last night. Let's actually pull up how he did last night. But the last 8 games, excluding last night. Okay. Let's see what he did last night. Last night he had a shitty game. He had 10 points, 11 rebounds. He had 7 blocks, though. 6 turnovers. 3 assists. So, excluding last night, they lost to the Rockets. The Rockets at home and the Rockets away, by the way, 2 completely different teams. If you're betting them, follow that logic and you'll probably win some money. But the last 8 games except for last night, he's averaging 25 points, 12 boards, 5 assists, and 5 blocks per game, 5.4 blocks per game. He has the most points per minute since Michael Jordan in 84-85 this season. He's the only player in NBA history with 175 assists, blocks, and threes in a season. It's March. The season's not over yet. He's the only player to accomplish that. And he is coming into his own. He had rookie adjustment, right? Some games he looked great, some games he didn't. I know they came to Phoenix and he beat us twice. You know, he didn't step back threes on KD like he just doesn't respect him or something. But yeah, the other night I bet against him against the Pacers. I had the Pacers minus 6.5 at home, thinking that they would cover Halliburton and everyone. And the Spurs won outright. Wemby had 38, 5, 5, and 5. Just adding another point of reference on the stat sheet, because when you talk about a player's stats, you're like, okay, they had 30 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. Or 28 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists. You know, Luka's 35 points, 15 assists, 12 rebounds, right? What these Wemby stat lines that we're going to get as his career goes on, it's going to be 30, 15, 5, 8 blocks, 5 steals. It's going to be 40 points, 20 rebounds, 5 assists, 9 blocks, 13 steals. You know, it's just going to be absolutely ridiculous. So that's exciting. The Suns need to get our ships in before that guy becomes too much to deal with. I have this little thing I want to talk about as far as gambling goes. Gambling's becoming the norm now. Everyone talks about their bets now, but a couple years it wasn't this way. And as more people start betting, if you're watching this and I'm not telling you to waste your money. Please, no. My dad's I'd rather literally light my money on fire than lose it sports betting, which is completely fair, you know? I'd rather spend it on something else than just gamble. I like to gamble. If you're someone who finds yourself liking to gamble, bet $1, bet $2. Don't let it get out of hand, you know? But bet responsibly. But one of the best ways I think to learn about the league, NBA, well, any sport, is to bet it, right? Because you're watching these teams in a new light. For example, a Dylan Brooks everyone hates Dillon Brooks. Everyone hates Dillon Brooks. You bet the Rockets one night. You bet the Rockets last night against the Spurs, and you're watching Dillon Brooks, and you're like, oh my God, I love this guy. Look at him hustling, making plays, helping us stay over the number, You find yourself seeing a different side of these teams and a different side of these players through your bet. And, obviously it's for selfish reasons initially because you just want to win money. But on the flip side, you are, seeing these guys without that prejudice in like hating them, right? If you like don't like this team or you don't like this player, and you're like, well, I think they're gonna, I think the Heat are gonna beat the Magic, or I think the Magic are gonna beat the Heat, and you're like, I don't really care about the Magic at all. And then you watch Jalen Suggs swat someone off the backboard in a chase down block, or you see Paolo just be Paolo. And I feel like through betting, you can really learn about these teams and use it as a sort of motivation and push in the back, push off the edge to kind of open your eyes to some of these guys around the league. So that's what's exciting about betting to me. LeBron scores his 40,000th point. Speaking of betting, I bet them because I thought they were going to win. But I should have known that all they cared about was LeBron scoring 9 points, and the outcome of that game didn't fucking matter because every headline and everything else was just LeBron broke 40,000, broke 40,000, broke 40,000, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Of course the Nuggets beat the Lakers. They beat them last year in the playoffs. Of course they did. The game should have just ended right after he scored 9 points. So let me just go on my little rant there. Lost that bet as well. But on the NBA as a whole, what am I betting? I'm betting a game a day. I didn't bet last night because I won a crazy bet the night before, which I'm about to talk about. The Bucks Clippers game. The Bucks without Giannis, Middleton, just Dame and Pat Bev and Bobby Portis running amok. They were down 15 and came back. The Clippers were without Russ, but he's a factor on the second unit, but they should have won that game with their big three. Real quick, NBA bets this year, 63, 55, and 2. So that's winning, baby. What's 63 plus 55, 118. 63 divided by 118, 53%. I think I can boost that a little more. I went on a really bad streak and got to 500. I don't think I was ever below 500 though. And now I'm 530. 53% of my bets are hitting, so that's exciting. But anyway, what I was gonna say, that Clippers Bucks game, they're down 15, and they come back, and not only do they come back, they cover the 5.5, win by 6. A bettor's paradise, truly is. A couple things, the Clippers are not for real. I don't think. Right now the Wolves and the Thunder are the top 2 seeds. And people are saying they want, if I'm a Suns fan and we end up being a 7 or 8 seed, I want the Wolves or the Thunder in the first round. Not intimidating at all. But if you're the Clippers, I don't think the Clippers really. I think the both the Wolves and the Thunder would give Clippers fits. People have them as one of the favorites. They are one of the betting favorites in Vegas. I know their firepower is crazy. Ty Lue's a great coach, but games like that where when they get in the mud, they lose it. Dame going off for 41. Pat Bev is going to help that team make a playoff run. And if it's against the Suns, I'm going to fucking hate his guts. But That's just because I've found some respect for him. He's a big stoolie. I love Barstool. I love how he's integrated himself with them. Rowan's great. Bobby Portis is another one. You would hate him playing against him. You would love him if he was on your team, or if you bet on them, which I did. Bobby Portis was just hitting middies and contested middies like it was fucking a layup. And the Bucks are for real. The Clippers are not. But yeah, that's all. That's really it. I guess 30 minutes. I'm gonna keep these at 30 minutes for now. But thank you for listening. This League, episode 2 or something. I don't know. But my name's JD. Appreciate you. See you next time. I'm gonna try to do one this weekend probably. I'm gonna hold myself to that this weekend. Okay. Bye.